What's, what's going on YouTube and Uncommon Sense fam? I wanted to just do a live video today to share with you guys a few things and just actually go over a few of the video concepts that I've not necessarily been going over, kind of slow bopping on. So I wanted to just come to you guys today and just share a little bit of what I got going on and what's going on in my world. If you guys cannot tell, let me angle that down a little bit. I'm repping my own thing, 3D Designs. It's a little something of mine that I got going on, and I will share more details about that. So with that being said, I just really appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments. Want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm doing this little lavalier mic thing. Don't necessarily know if that is going to be the best option here, but I'm definitely down to try a little something different. So one thing that I wanted to definitely jump into, yay! Hey, Dr. Rose. One thing I want to jump into first and foremost is, you guys see that? You can't see it. That's Magnolia Sensuelle Bvlgari. Dr. Rose sent that over to us. So I've been dragging my feet on doing my first impressions of it because I wasn't sure where I was going to put it in terms of if it was going to be a 3-in-1, if it was going to be, if it was going to be a standalone. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it today in the live so you guys can get a live first impression. It's real pretty. It's floral. It's like some citrus is in there. What's going on, Original Dog Man? What's going on? Good to have you. That's really nice. Interesting thing about Magnolia Sensuelle, it kind of reminds me of Mancera Oud Lagoon in the opening. It's a little sweet. My sister's on. Darling Nikki, that's my sister. Hey, Keith. John Castro, we're smelling Magnolia Sensuelle by Bvlgari. It's nice though. I really dig it. I really dig it. It's a little floral. What's up, Tara? Magnolia Sensuelle is from Bvlgari. How you guys doing? I'm glad you guys could join me today. You know what, John? I don't know if I've ever smelled magnolias, but floral. That kind of makes sense. Right, my other sister. So my birth sister, darling Nikki, and Dr. Rose is my sister from another mister. So you're right, Dr. Rose, my other sister. Of course, everybody knows I love Dr. Rose. She's family as well. But yeah, Creed has white flowers that smell like magnolias. Okay, Creed. Which Creed? I'm not exactly sure which one. Interesting enough, all my sisters like to buy me fragrances. So you guys know the weight of my heart. So, right. You said Creed white flowers. Duh. Thanks, John. I had an oil version of Creed Pure White, I think. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's the same thing, but smelled great. If you guys have not tried Magnolia Sensuelle, I like it. It's going to lean a little feminine. It's targeted toward women, but it smells amazing. It really does. I wonder what this does on skin. I'm actually going to put a little bit on skin just to see. We don't have anything on the arms, but we have a fragrance on the neck. The scent of today is Jacques Bogart Story Green. Okay, John. Yeah, then most likely You might like this one. It's a little softer, but again, I actually don't mind softer scents. Softer scents have their place in the fragrance collection, most definitely, for the simple fact of we can't definitely have beast mode all the time, every time you go anosmic to that. But shout out to Dr. Roosevelt, Magnolia Sensuelle. I'm going to wear this, especially in the summertime. It's getting super warm here, and I think this is a fragrance that would definitely stand up to the heat, but won't be too cloying. It actually just smells really fresh and clean. Like I can smell my soap underneath it. Dr. Rose, you just have great taste. What can I say? What can I say? So another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a few fragrances some of my subscribers have been sending to me, whether I've sent them a fragrance and they sent me something back, or they just send me things. So I'm going to cover a few of those so they get their proper shine. And another thing that I'm going to do, I don't do this often. I try to not be too negative, but I'm actually going to cover 4 fragrances that don't smell well on my skin. I just do not like them. They don't smell good on me. I'm not going to say they stink. They just don't smell good on me because somebody else might actually love them. And the interesting thing is, what I've learned in my fragrance journey is all of these are niche fragrances. So a lot of people tend to attribute niche fragrances with being higher quality, better smelling, etc. And I'm going to debunk that myth right now. It's not one-to-one. Just because it's a niche fragrance doesn't mean it's going to be better than another one. It may be better quality, it may be longer lasting. However, I will not say that it's just head and shoulders above the rest. In case you guys haven't seen, I'm gonna sit up a little bit so you guys can see. That's my brand, 3D Designs, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit more background about that. This is actually my sneaker as well. I have been working my butt off, you guys. In addition to what's going on, Fayette Patton? You made a live. How are you? In addition to working a corporate job, I've been working in my creative endeavors as well. So 3D Designs is my design company. I designed this sneaker. It is available for purchase. It is a higher end sneaker. And if you guys are into sneakers, check the description box below. And also check me out on Instagram. I give details on where to order, how to order, etc. In addition to that, I also have started to develop more of a clothing line for great and tall gentlemen and those who identify as male. So that's a little bit about what I've been doing when I'm not shooting videos. When I'm not in the chats, when I'm not in the Facebook groups, when I'm not at work, I'm developing my brand, my business. So I'm gonna have a little sippy sip. It's just Gatorade, no cocktails right now. I'll do that a little bit later on once I figure out dinner. So I did just want to do a little bit of Q&A. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat box. I'm going to answer them. However, a few folks have sent me over a few questions and wanted to know, and I kind of just answered a couple of them. One of them was, what do you do in your off time when you're not in the frag groups, when you're not shooting videos, talking about colognes? That's what I do. My creative passion is apparel design, streetwear, all of those types of things, and of course smelling good. Sooner or later, eventually I would love to develop my own fragrance line. However, I want to develop a bigger following first, because I don't want to put a fragrance out and nobody's really checking for it. So I definitely want that to be not only a successful business venture, I want it to be something that's representative of my brand and how I design. So that's to come. Stay tuned for that. Another question, somebody asked me, oh, great question. So John Castro is in here, is asking us, what are my top 3 most powerful fragrances? My top 3 most powerful fragrances that I can think of right now in my current collection are going to be Bvlgari Man in Black Essence. Listen, I don't have it in here. I didn't bring it in here. It's actually in my it's actually in my boudoir. But Bvlgari Man in Black Essence is a monster. That's probably the only fragrance I've ever had that lasted literally a whole day. But I do have some fragrances up in my playlist, my Beast Mode playlist. I did a video about that recently. But so we got Bvlgari Man and Black Essence. That's one. Who would be number two? Cannot lie. Versace Eros. Versace Eros is a powerful fragrance. That one has lasted a shower on me before. So I've taken a shower and it's still been kind of hanging around like, hey, didn't get rid of me. Number three. I only have a 10 mil sample of it right now. It's a little bit less than 10 mil. Dr. Rose gonna get on my case about it. It's a little less than 10 mil. But Mancera's Oud Lemon Mint. I've not yet got my hands on a full bottle, but I'm looking for it. I'm trying to wait and be patient until we have, until it's available. But it seems like everybody's sold out right now. So, So right now, since that's not a full bottle, we won't necessarily count that one. Let me think. In my collection currently, who else is a monster? You know what? Give me a second. I have my, even though I don't have all of my fragrances in here, I can look at my collection in my Fragrantica list, and that'll let me know. That'll for sure let me know. Ah, there it goes. Fan Defendi. That's another one that's in my Beast Mode fragrance list. Hey, Amina, thank you for stopping by. I know it's super duper late where you're at, and I really appreciate you for stopping by. Love you. That's another one of my sisters. Her and I are always on Instagram, and we're always talking about something crazy. So, let's see. Dr. Rose, you want to send me a decant? See, y'all, listen. Dr. Rose is she's just a blessing to me. She's just a blessing to me. She's always sending me something. What's up, Hillary? Thanks for stopping by. Hillary, I recently just got Center. I recently got it, but I'm not gonna bring it out today. Hillary is another fragrance reviewer who is just amazing. She's always inclusive. She's always hopping in and giving great information, and she's kind of like me with bringing some fragrances that nobody really talks about. So I love that. I love to hear about fragrances that are either kind of in the less known arena or fragrances that nobody's really checking for. So I love that. All right, what you got, Dog Man? You said go to Bajan Benny for Oud Lemon Mint on Facebook. Okay, will do. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I've been putting myself on restriction this month because I've been buying way too many fragrances. But for Oud Lemon Mint, I may have to make a concession. So we'll see. But I'm going to keep this information. I really appreciate that. What about Bvlgari Blue? Bvlgari Blue, Dr. Rose, it smells amazing. It's not a beast mode performer, though. It sits very close to the skin, and it's kind of quiet. But that doesn't make it any less of a contender. It's amazing. I love that. And I've loved that fragrance since my late teens, early 20s. Amina is great for, Tara, you're correct. Amina is great for giving you some fragrances that you have never heard of. Again, I'm trying to think I keep getting it wrong. And Halfeti Leather. Halfeti Leather, it's the first time I've ever heard of that fragrance, and Amina was the one who brought it to me. So, Amina, thank you for keeping us with some fresh content and some good stuff. Hillary, you've been normal for a little bit, huh? We're all normal in our own way, huh? Yes, Halfeti Leather, you brought that to me, so I would have probably not known about it as soon as I found out about it recently. So I appreciate that. I'm I'm a glutton for like fragrance knowledge and behind the scenes fashion house knowledge and all those types of things, like learning who did which fragrances, etc. And it just blows my mind. The moment I think I know something, the moment it'll either change or I'll learn even more about it. One thing you guys are gonna probably notice in this live, when I edit my videos, I edit out all my etc. I can't do that on the live, so I tend to do that a little bit more. So if you guys hear me just kind of stop talking, that's my internal practice of not saying and so much. So I'm not losing it. My video's not stuttering. I'm just trying to take a little break and not say and so much. Also, if you guys have seen another one of my lives, I'm not sitting in my dining room area. I actually moved my stuff into my work room where I do a great deal of my designing and things, because my modem is right over here on the floor. And it seems like when I'm further away, this video likes to stutter. I think last time I did my live, I had maybe about an hour and a half worth of live, but it never converted because my modem wanted to cut up. So I moved into my work room, and hopefully this isn't bothering you guys. This light in the background, that's just, that's just the gray sky in Chicago. But I need to be close to the air conditioner. So hopefully this hum is not bothering you guys, but I want to keep it rolling. Replica Under the Lemon Tree is one of my faves. See? Okay. I haven't even told you about this. I just got a discovery set of Margiela, and Under the Lemon Tree is in there. So I'm gonna do that video soon too. So it seems like I have loads and loads and loads of fragrances and content to do. So I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna get better about getting my videos more consistent. I've been trying to do at least 2 a week, but again, work has been crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Work has been kicking my ass, but it's been keeping me busy. And in a time where some people are losing their jobs, or their jobs are moving around and things of that nature, I'm thankful to still be in a place where I can continue to earn a living while feeding my creativity and doing the things that I love to do. So I'm very thankful for that. But work has been something else. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been taking the steam out of my sails. I am not gonna lie, but that's where my head is, and I'm gonna still continue to make sure I get more content out there. One thing I want to share with you guys, if you guys have not noticed or have not seen you guys are like the light of my life, and I really appreciate you guys, because somewhere within maybe the last couple of days, I got my man Sid is on. What's going on, Sid? Thanks for stopping by, bro. You just in time. You are just in time. Yeah. What I was saying was, somewhere within maybe like the last day or two, I got an email from, I use TubeBuddy to kind of help vidIQ. I'm sorry, I use both of them to kind of help me keep track with how I'm posting, what I'm posting, and how like the tags I'm using, how those types of things show up, and the impact that it can have in terms of getting more viewers, getting more subscribers, etc. So somewhere within like maybe the last, I'll say maybe 3 days, we hit 1,000 subs. So I really just thank you guys for being who and what you are to me. I really appreciate you guys. Like, I cannot do any of this without you, and it wouldn't be rewarding to do any of this if I didn't have great individuals like you guys who are not only supportive but engaging as well. What I noticed is most of the individuals who actually get on and comment and leave information and subscribe are other creatives, and that to me is a blessing, because I know as a creative it can be very challenging to keep up with another creative's work, especially when you're trying to do your own thing. So I really appreciate all of you guys for all your love and support. My sister as well, my sisters, all of you in this chat. All the ladies in this chat are indeed sisters of mine. But my sister Dr. Rose, my sister Nikki, I just can't do any of this without any of you guys. Hillary, Tara, Amina, me and Sid talk so much like offline and in on Facebook. Same thing with Dr. Rose. We talk so much in Facebook, like we really don't even it's no really real need to text. we always in that chatting. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Like, and what I've noticed is, even though I thought hitting 1K was gonna be this magical thing, it's still a lot of work to be done. For the simple fact of, I'm noticing some of my subscribers are indeed overseas. So like Amina, where she's at, it's like 1 or 2 a.m. And so trying to find that perfect balance of being online at the right time so that folks can have that interaction to really learn more about a creative that's just not behind the screen, that seems perfect all the time and put together, etc. Like that connection it's invaluable, should I say. So I'm still learning and figuring out my way with this whole situation and things. But we're like one step closer to doing some amazing things with the channel and taking it in a different direction, albeit kind of the same direction, but stepping it up a few levels, because that's what I want to continue to do. I want to one up myself each time that I either bring out new content or bring new things to you guys. I want to be doing one better than my last time. So I'm really only in competition with myself. So, and I love that. But yeah, I see you guys chatting in this chat box, and by the fireplace. I smelled by the fireplace. I'm not gonna lie, I cheated. I actually opened up the discovery set and I went straight for 2 of them. Under the lemon tree and by the fireplace. No, 3. Whispers in the library. I think Three Beatty, he's another one of our common frag heads over at the perfume corner. He told me to try Whispers in the library. So I tried those 3, enjoyed them. Out of the 3, Under the Lemon Tree and Whispers in the Library were of my favorites. By the Fireplace was okay. But again, it may be one of the ones I really need to get into. And I noticed that some fragrances require a repeat wear. Also, Three Beatty, it was Three Beatty and I can't remember his name right now. Mr. Smith, I think. Mr. Jones or something like that. I can't remember his name, but he told me to keep on wearing, where is it at? He told me to keep on wearing this one right here, Precious Oud. And when I wore it maybe the 3rd time, this wasn't even supposed to be talked about today, but I'm going to get into it. When I wore it maybe the 3rd time, I really started to enjoy this one. And so it's something about Precious Oud that it doesn't smell like weed, but it smells earthy. And I usually tend to attribute earthy scents with weed, like patchouli. Patchouli is earthy, and to me, it reminds me of what my rose smelled like if I'm smoking weed. But it itself does not smell like weed. Maybe it's the incensey thing that Precious Oud has that kind of puts me in the vibe of what a smoke session smells like. But Precious Oud, Mancera's Precious Oud. Let me keep that right. Mancera's Precious Oud. And Dr. Rose sent us that lovely sample too. So yeah, that's really what I've been working at. I have a feeling though, once I go through that whole discovery set with Maison Margiela, I know I'm gonna probably want at least 3 or 4 of them. 3 or 4 of them minimum. And I'm gonna be broke. Like, I need my money. I got stuff to do. But that's another thing. Amina was telling me about some diptyques, and when I was really into my Scentbox subscription, I haven't been keeping up with them as much. I saw diptyque all the time. The same with L'Artisan Parfumeurs. I saw them all the time, but I was not the least bit interested in them because, I'm not gonna lie to you, because of the naming conventions. The naming conventions were confusing, and something about that naming convention made me less inclined to want to give it a try. And that's what I've noticed. Like, I've smelled a few, like Wild Python. Lulu let me smell Wild Python when I was on her channel, and I would have never known that Wild Python smelled that good. So it just goes to show how marketing and how naming conventions and all of those types of things play into what's going to be probably mass appealing, better selling, and all of that. So I will admit my ignorance there. I hadn't really given it a chance, and I'm kind of ashamed myself that I didn't, because I could have missed out on something that was great. So I definitely got to get into diptyque as well. Oh, for all you guys on the chat now, if you guys have watched my videos before, when I was talking about Clean and Demeter, Darling Nikki, that's who bought them for me. And again, like I told you guys before, I've had such a positive memory associated with Cleans, because she and I had talked about trying to get it for the longest. And when we went to go get it one time, it looked like they were gone from Sephora, so we couldn't find it for a long time. So maybe within the last 3 or 4 years, she's gotten me like 2 or 3 different cleans: Clean Love Grass and Clean Men. Same with the diptychs. Same with the Demeters. They're just amazing. Just amazing. Thanks for stopping by, Hillary. See you later. So yeah, that's a little bit of that. I'm gonna pop on over to one of the more well-known fragrances, or one of the more talked about fragrances of FragComm. One Chantel. I don't know if you guys can see that. 1 Million Lucky. Now, admittedly, I don't own any fragrances from the house of Paco Rabanne. Partially a hype train. So I tend to shy away from the things that everybody's on. 1 Million Lucky being one of those. 1 Million Lucky is very sweet. It kind of has an ultra male vibe about it. Ultra male by Jean-Paul Gaultier, just a little bit. It has to be that sweetness in the vanilla and probably the ambroxan. I like it. It's nice. However, I don't like it enough to foray into the house of. I don't like enough to foray into the house of Paco Rabanne. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, Paco said none. I hear you, Tara. Which Paco Rabannes do you have? Oh, what? Keita, what is the name of that one? Drop it in the chat for me, Keita. The one that Jelani has is I know I took a picture of it, but I can't find it right now. But drop that in the chat. So that fragrance, whenever my sister drops into the chat, this fragrance that we're talking about, it has a very, very challenging opening, but the dry down on it is okay. But that opening, God, it's terrible. I hate it. Congratulations, Mina. But yeah, the Paco Rabanne, I'm thinking Lucas Poe sent this over to us. The one that Lucas Poe recently just tagged me in the Central State Challenge, and he sent this over to me as a pay it forward. I've heard great things about Olympia. I've not tried it yet though. So I'm guessing Olympia is Invictus. Olympia's version. Wait, let me ask you this, because I don't know. I don't have this knowledge. Is Paco Rabanne's Olympia the women's version of Paco Rabanne's Invictus? Let me know. I'm not sure, because I don't know if Paco Rabanne actually issues. My bad, John. I did forget to message you. Thanks for stopping by. You know what? I kind of got caught up in making sure I was getting this thing right, and I forgot to message you, bro. I apologize about that. But I'm so glad that you stopped by. I'm so glad to have you. Musings of a Frag Head. That's John. He's another one of our creatives. He writes reviews and is a amazing writer. I know that's not I'm sure that's not the title. I was going to say journalist, but I don't think that's the proper title either. So correct me in the chat, John. Yes, Nikki. Gerard Monet Le Pluie. That's it. Listen, this fragrance is expensive, but it just kind of goes to show you guys that regardless if it's expensive or not, they're not all great. Especially that opening. That opening is that opening is the best way I'll say it is challenging. I try not to say any fragrances stink, because another individual may love it. Like my sister said, the dry down is amazing, But that opening for maybe the first like hour, it is bad. It's bad, and it has a nerve to kind of hang around too. I'm looking in the chat now. I'm missing out on some. You guys are keeping it live in this chat. I love it. Said I've never smelled Pure XS, and a lot of people say that it's bomb. Like something about a raspberry or strawberry note in there. Not sure, but anyway, yeah, I feel like the Paco Rabannes have for men. I feel like their fragrances have a very specific audience, and they have a very specific demographic in mind with their fragrances. And it could be just I don't fit within that demographic. Probably younger males. And don't let the baby face fool you. I'm closer to 40 than I am anything. So that could be why I just don't rock with a lot of the Paco Rabanne fragrances. So. All right. I'm going to move on over to another fragrance that I don't have any of this designer in my collection. Yeah, Mina, I'm 37. I'll be 38 in February. I'm closer to 40. I'm not 40 yet, but I'll be 38 in February. But thank you. I tried. Look, another thing. My sister her and my mother keep me on my toes with keeping my skin together. She recently just got me a few things from The Ordinary, and one thing that I'm going to do in the future, soonish, is I'm going to try to. I've been talking about doing a skincare segment for men called Self-Care Sundays, and that's something that a lot of the brothers don't do a lot of, is self-care, because we kind of been ingrained to take care of the family, take care of your wife, your woman, moms, etc., that we tend to not take care of ourselves in Converse. So I'm going to eventually have a skincare segment called Self-Care Sundays, where we talk about keeping ourselves together, moisturized, trimmed up, and neat, and all of that business. So my sister just put me on to The Ordinary. Ladies, if you guys have not tried The Ordinary, they have great skincare products at a very reasonable price. I'm using their hyaluronic acid as a moisturizer currently, fresh after I cleanse the face, hyaluronic while I'm still wet, and then let it dry. And I actually have nothing on, nothing other than the hyaluronic. Absolutely nothing. No moisturizer, no nothing. Because I knew I was going to be under this ring light. I knew it was going to make me shiny, Dr. Rose. Nothing at all. Yes. Well, thanks, John. I appreciate that. I'm 37, man. I'll be 38 in February. February 10th, Amina. So I'm an Aquarius. I'm February Aquarius. February 10th, I will be 38. Oh, my sister's so lovely. This is, I'm spraying on now, Polo Ralph Lauren Ultra Blue. You guys can see that a little bit? Okay. I don't have any Polos in my collection today. Oh, that sounds amazing. Tara, my sister's birthday is in February. She's a Christmas Eve baby. So we're very special, or I'm very special to her, and I make sure that she gets, try to make sure she definitely gets herself something for Christmas and for her birthday, because everybody used to try to give her like one gift just because her birthday was that close to Christmas, which is legit. Polo Ultra Blue. It's a freshie. It's an aquatic. It's an aromatic. It kind of, if you guys have never smelled it, it kind of puts you in the mind of Acqua di Gio, mixed with a little bit of Salvatore Ferragamo's Free Time. If you guys have ever smelled either of those, it's kind of in that same vein. I've heard a few things about Polo Ultra Blue that they don't. I mean, I've heard a few things about the House of Polo. Their fragrances don't last the best, so I don't know about that. I don't have any full bottles of those, but Lucas Post sent us that as well, and I'm going to wear it. I'm going to give it a try to see if this is something that should actually make it into the Uncommon Sense collection. And if it does, I'll definitely review it. Give Free Time a try, John. It didn't last well on my skin, but interesting thing is what I used to do when I still had it, I used to put this on first and then put the free time on top of it. And when I tell you, those two together smelled amazing. My niece was like, "Unc, you smell good." I was showing her something on the sewing machine. I was leaning over like, "Yeah, you put it through the machine like this," and she was like, "Unc, you smell good." I was like, "Thank you." But this is typically marketed toward women. This is a woman's fragrance, heavy on the patchouli. But my man over at Simply Put Scentz, Imitsu, he's been away for a while. He put me on this right here. If you guys have not tried this, and if you like earthy fragrances, Fancy Nights by Jessica Simpson. And it's a designer frag too. You know, we give designer frags the hardest of times. This one don't play no games, like none. I'm missing something. Scent Hunters, my brother from another mother. It's Russell. This one is patchouli to the max. It's very dark and dense. All that business. All that. I've not, Tara, I've not tried the regular Fancy. I've heard, I think Trey Sense told me about Fancy Love. He told me if I like Fancy Nights, I like Fancy Love. I bought this fragrance twice. I had a small version of it and just I couldn't rock with it. I gave it away. So one of my sister friends, I gave it away to her. And I was like, why the hell did I do that? That don't make no damn sense. Why did I do that? So I bought it again. And this time I said, I'm just going to rock with it and give it a try. And as I've grown to wear Jessica Simpson Fancy Nights more and more on the skin, it's amazing. And then what I've started to do is, this is one fragrance, since I know it has a lot of staying power, I put other fragrances on top of it to kind of, I know it's got patchouli, but let me see what other fragrances I can layer on top to see what I can get out of it. See if that can bring something out. And with that being said, I noticed since this one has a good staying power, it allows the fragrances I put on top of it to last a little bit longer. So any of my fragrances that struggle in performance and longevity, I put this on first, and then I put that fragrance on top of it. And that tends to help it last a little bit longer and smell better. Not smell better, last a little bit longer and perform better. Yeah, I saw Imitsu put something in one of the frag groups, definitely saying that he was coming, he was making his way back. He had been working on, I think he said he had been working on a book. He had been working on a book or a guide of some sort that has to do with fragrances. So that's had his attention for a great deal of time. But he was one of my favorite fragrance reviewers, just for the simple fact he always had something new and something that I hadn't necessarily smelled. And that's kind of, I've adopted that for myself. I find myself being on the hunt for fragrances all the time, and it has to be something new and fresh. If you guys have not noticed, one thing is I'll have a fragrance that everybody has. I will not review it. And I know I need to do better about that, because Coco Pebs, another fragrance reviewer, told me, I think I typed up in the chat, I was like, well, I've been holding back on this one. I didn't want to do this because everybody else did. And she was like, hey, you got to know that what you're going to bring is going to be different enough, so there's going to be space for it. So don't hold back on your creativity for the simple fact everybody's done it. Nobody's going to do it like you're going to do it. And that hit home for me. I was like, okay, damn. I needed that pep talk. Let me get myself together and get to reviewing, just for the simple fact that, you know, I want to keep myself branded in such a way that I have content that is new and fresh, but it doesn't make sense for me to actually have a fragrance that is mainstream that I actually like, but I'm not reviewing it because everybody's done it. The one thing that I'm going to definitely do on my own is bring it in a different way. So that definitely makes a lot of sense. I've been hearing a lot about Ariana Grande's Cloud. I just have not pulled the trigger yet. Lulu over at Aging Gorgeously she said Baccarat Rouge 540 smells like urinal cakes, and I am not interested. I am not the least bit interested in giving that a try. So yeah. But Lulu gave us this. You guys see that? She gave us this. We're gonna review this soon too. Francis Kurkdjian's Grand Soir. I've not smelled it yet, so that'll be an unboxing all its own. Catching up in the chat, you guys. Fancy Nights has papyrus, a note that doesn't agree with me. See, I don't think I realized that it had papyrus in it. It's something in it though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Something in that's just a smidge off-putting. But once you get into the dry down, it's not as polarizing. But if it don't work for you, it don't work for you. That's one thing I've learned too. It's certain fragrances folks will say, oh, it lasts hours on my skin, and I get it and it's gone maybe in an hour. So it really runs the gamut. And even though you guys see me testing these on paper, most of these I've tested on skin before already. And I don't want to have on like a million things. But some of them I have to put on skin like this. This is Magnolia Sensuelle I got right here. That bad boy is nice. And it's one of the fragrances that are a little softer, sits closer to the skin, but is no denying how fresh and beautiful that smells. So shout out to Dr. Rose. No, I said my birthday was in Feb. Keith, I said your birthday is in Christmas Eve. I may have been perusing the chat. I saw somebody say February birthdays, and I hopped in and kind of inserted myself there. My bad. Didn't mean to steal your thunder there. Catching up in the chat a little bit. I've heard Scent Hunters. I've heard Baccarat Rouge 540 be compared to Ariana Grande's Cloud. I've heard that the Ariana Grande's Cloud has a sugary, marshmallowy type of vibe, whereas Baccarat Rouge has a different type of flair. I've not smelled it though, so I'm not gonna put my lips on that one. Yeah, Scent Hunters, exactly. And I think in reviewing, one thing that I do, let me say this. One thing that I do when I'm in creative mode, when I'm creating content, if you guys haven't noticed, you won't see me commenting on any of you guys' videos. I won't be watching anything for the fact of I need to keep my head straight on doing what I'm doing. Because let's say, for instance, you got a top 10 up there and I'm doing a top 10. We end up with probably one or two that are on the same wavelength. Quite naturally, if I've observed your content, some of that's going to kind of come out in what I'm going to put out. Not to say that I'm a copycat or anything, but certain things are very subjective. And if you hear something enough, it'll be in the background of your psyche. Like, for instance, if somebody says, I don't know, Sauvage smells synthetic. You hear that enough, it'll kind of be in the background. And it may kind of pop out on you. You'd be like, that's not even my original thought. Where the hell did that come from? So I kind of shirk away when I'm in creative content mode, when I'm creating from the rest of the community for a little second, focus, put my content out, then I come back. And usually Saturdays are my creative content catch-up days. And that's when you guys will probably see me online, probably, I won't say spam it, but comment bombing the hell out of your videos, because I want to, one, make sure that you guys know that I'm watching your video from start to finish. And two, each time you say something or bring some type of quirk up or something up, I want you guys to know that I heard you, that landed. And I want to give you that feedback. Just as a creative, we need that type of feedback to let us know what we're doing right, what we could do more of, what we could do less of, etc. That'll help us groove into our development in terms of being a content creator and amassing a large audience and being able to share our fragrance collections and educate in the ways that we can in terms of sharing our experience. Because one thing that I didn't realize was a lot of my audience tended to like my story time. And here I was thinking, I'm sitting up on here just yammering away. Don't nobody want to hear all that. Come to find out, a few of my subscribers hit me up and was like, yo, your story time's funny as hell. Lo and behold, that's something that I didn't know that I now know, that folks come for the story. Like Dr. Rose, she's an amazing storyteller. I told her before, I'd be watching her videos, sitting there like, what else happened? like I'm at summer camp with sitting Indian style, like, Mm-hmm. So that type of thing of just sharing your experience with individuals, that's something that all creatives can benefit from. So that's something that I definitely learned. Appreciate that, Russell. Definitely appreciate that. And John, yeah, you know what? And that's another thing. Doing this has allowed me to really be confident in doing me. Because what I definitely don't want to do, and I can't, is be a carbon copy of another reviewer. There are many of reviewers out there, but there's nobody out there like myself. And that's why that's one of the things that made me want to do this consistently. I didn't see many folks that either looked like me, sounded like me, and had my experience with fragrances the way that I have. So I kind of inserted myself in the jam, like, all right, I'm in this bitch. I'm ready to go, do my thing, you know. and it was like, okay. And once I noticed, like, my first video I posted, I was talking about new perfumes, Black is Black Modern Oud. I had just got back from TJ Maxx. I bought it at TJ Maxx. I just got back. Shot the video, posted it. I don't even think I did any edits into it. Posted it, left it alone. And maybe about 3 or so months later, it had like 600 views. I'm like, shit. People want to hear what I got to say. I usually have a lot to say about a lot. And I tend to find myself just kind of keeping it mute unless somebody asks. I was like, okay. Well, I'll post a few more. So I posted a few more. I wasn't nearly as serious about it as I am now, or consistent. And again, another couple of months, I will be getting comments, and I will answer the comments on that first video, go about my business. Before I knew it, probably at the end of, I'll say probably 9 months from the time that I had posted that video, it had like 1,300 views, bunch of comments. And I'm like, well, I didn't know. And right now, like, it's been posted for 2 years at this point, but that's like probably, other than one of my newer videos, that's probably the most viewed video that I have. So I'm still in my process of figuring out, one, being true to myself, two, coming up with content that folks want to watch. So finding that fine balance between the two is where it's time for me right now to start to kind of hone my skill set and sharpen my knives for the task. Appreciate that. Well, now that I know that, now that you guys have shown me that, not only through your words, your actions, and everything that you guys have shown me, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna keep it together and make sure I keep bringing you guys some fresh content. Another one. This is Jimmy Choo Man Blue. This ring light is a gift and a curse. Close that guy down. You guys can't see it. Trust me, it's Jimmy Choo Man Blue. We'll give this a shot. I don't have Jimmy Choo Man Blue. Another thing about me, I usually do not rock with flankers. Something about it. I just don't usually rock with them. Now I will, depending on the reviews, what I've heard, if I have a genuine interest in it. My man Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis, I mentioned you earlier and I butchered your name. My bad. I know who you are, though. I'll never forget who you are. I was talking about Precious Oud. You're the individual who kept telling me, give that a shot. Keep wearing it. And I will tell you, on my third wear, that's when it started to really become something for me. So appreciate that, man. What's going on, Robert? Amina, listen, Amina has amazing taste in fragrances, and I can't say that enough. Jimmy Choo Man Blue, it kind of smells like Yves Saint Laurent Y to me, which I'm not. Everybody's fawning over Yves Saint Laurent Y. Call me a naysayer, call me a hater. I don't think it's that special. The blue, it's not doing anything. It's sweet, and I like sweet. I like sweet and fresh. Those are the type of fragrances that get my attention and actually perform great on my skin. But to me, quite honestly, the Jimmy Choo Man Blue kind of smells like Paco Rabanne 1 million. I'm not gonna say identical, but put it like this. They're in the same city. They're in the same zip code, different streets. How about that? They're not the same, but you know, when you go to certain neighborhoods, all the houses kind of look alike in a way. And then when you go to a different street, all of those kind of look alike in a way. They may not be the same, but yeah, the Jimmy Choo Man Blue, it smells great. Let me make that distinction. It smells great. It is inoffensive. It's mass appealing. And to me, for that very reason, it's not something that's going to be special enough to make me say, I got to go grab me a bottle of this. Got to have that. It's not one of those for me. So I'm very sure if I was to take this and give this to probably my nephew, if I gave it to my nephew, he'd probably be over the moon. Like, oh my God, I love this. He'll probably love it. But for me, where I'm in my fragrance journey, it doesn't move me to be like, I need to have it. So, yeah. And a lot of, Mr. Davis, a lot of Jimmy Choos get a bad rap for having bad performance. I'll tell you this. They are not monster performers. But I wouldn't go on a limb and say they're terrible performers either. Because Jimmy Choo Man Ice, I wished it lasted longer, but it doesn't. But it's an aromatic. And I've just come to know aromatics and aquatics do not perform well on my skin. I don't know if that's everybody else's experience, but they just don't perform well on my skin. They smell amazing, and I'll just take a decant and just relace, like they say. Ice is good. I'm not gonna say was. You don't have it anymore, Robert? It is good. I love it. A lot of people compare that to the Dior Homme cologne. What's going on, Carlos? I got a feeling. I think I know who you are. I'm just not 100% sure. I want to go out on the limb and say what your channel is, but I'm not sure. Do you have a channel, Carlos? You know what, Robert? I've not smelled Dior cologne. So Dior Homme cologne. I won't put again, I can't really endorse that. I just know what I've heard. I missed something you said earlier, Mr. Davis. Let me roll back up and check it out. You haven't tried Jimmy Choo or Loda Issy? You haven't gotten your nose on them the same as Barbados? Yeah, like Jimmy Choo. Do I have any Issies? I don't have any Issies in my collection right now, but I will say this. I have a Perry Ellis that is close. It gives a lot of likeness from it gets a lot of comparison to, I'm drawing a blank, Loda Issy. There we go. Nice to meet you too, Carlos. Okay. Like I said, I think I've seen your name around. So, but you know, what we got on Facebook and what we got in our actual YouTube accounts, not the same thing. But nice to meet you. Thank you for stopping by. This is one, I'm going to do this one. This is Clinique Happy. Can't get this to focus. Come on. Whatever. Clinique Happy for men. This is another one. That makes sense, John. That makes a lot of sense. I've seen that name around. He's a legend. Glad to have you around, Carlos. I need to be surrounded with more legends in the game. Clinique Happy for men. This one, I don't know if this one has been through reformulation or not. But I will say this. When Clinique Happy first came out, I think I was in my senior year of high school. It's been a while. I'm not going to date myself there, but I already told you guys how old I am. I think Clinique Happy for men, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Clinique Happy came out maybe 2000, somewhere around there. Clinique Happy smells amazing. I will tell you this. I had a bottle of Clinique Happy. It doesn't perform well on my skin either, even the original didn't. So let me ask you guys this. So Carlos confirmed it's been reformulated. Has it been reformulated to be better? That's the age-old question. If they went back to the drawing board, did they do better this time? That is okay. Say it again. Positive outlook. That's what I need. I need you guys to keep me positive, because that's the upside, especially for us who have a very growing collection and a very emerging collection. The great thing about Polo Performance means is you can get one of your other fragrances and apply right on top of that one because it's burned off an hour or two. So you get a chance to actually exercise more of your collection. Great. These are really juicy and a little denser. Okay. Yeah, what I'm getting in this one is I remember the Clinique Happy being a little bit more citrusy. This one's a little more effervescent, if that makes any sense. It's a little more fuzzy. Right, John. You can definitely wear more with weak performances, weak performing fragrances. Robert, yes, I had Orange Sanguine. And it came in my scent box subscription. Man, I ran through that maybe in a month. I loved Orange Sanguine. Loved it. By Atelier Cologne. Loved it. I wore it mostly in the fall though. I didn't wear it in the summertime. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna last. But Clinique Happy, it smells amazing. I won't be getting it though. It's just, yeah. It smells great though. All of these came from, well, these four came from Lucas Poe. So shout out to Luke. He came through and gifted us with some great stuff. So we're always thankful. Always thankful for that. And these are some ones that I'll probably keep in my gym bag and refresh and just really get a chance to wear them. Definitely. Amina, if you like grapefruit, try Pomelo Paradise by Atelier Cologne. It lasted a little bit. Let me say this. It performed a little bit better than Orange Sanguine, even though Orange Sanguine, it did well on my skin. It's just that the citruses kind of go up in flames really quickly for me. I usually run a little hot all the time. Like I'm usually always pretty warm. I'm a tropical brother, so like 90-degree weather and humidity, I love. That's like, bring it on. I know everybody else is like, man, it's hot outside. The heat index is 105. I ain't doing it. I'd be like, let's go. That's my thing. But those type of fragrances tend to burn off a little quicker. You know what? You actually make a good point, John. Atelier and Acqua di Parma have some of the dopest citruses. I will admit that. Like Essenza by Acqua di Parma, I enjoy. It was, but I love mint though. So a lot of people hate mint. I know Dr. Rose hates mint. I won't say hate, just doesn't like it. But they do fragrances very well. And I had to do my research on not Atelier, Acqua di Parma. I didn't know originally they were a handkerchief mist company. That's not what they were, but they made fragrances for misting of handkerchiefs. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know there was a market for that. So once I learned it, I was like, okay. But most of their fragrances are like an eau de cologne concentration. But for them to be eau de cologne concentrations, they perform very freaking well. Very well. Hop back in the chat. See, Amina, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I tend to think I'm the only one with a lot of stuff. Like maybe it's just me. And I don't want to bond in misery, but it kind of makes me happy when other people say, yeah, I have that experience too. Like, okay, it's not just me. Like I like to be different and authentic in a lot of ways, but I like to also know, like, is it just me that this is happening to? So, yeah. Oh, Robert, I have so many mint fragrances. It makes no sense. That and blue fragrances. I just did a video called Bringing Out the Blues where I did 20 fragrances that are blue or blue smelling, blue bottles, whatever. And quite a few of those had mint in it. Most of the products have a mint type of note in it. Now, John, I've not gotten into Profumum Roma yet, but again, I know Amina plugs them big time, so I'm definitely going to give them a shot. What up, Lulu? Our lovely lady Lulu made a stop by. That's my partner right there. Now, I'll tell you guys this. I've never met a creative in Chicago. until maybe about a couple months ago. Like right down the street. Ooh, Lulu cooks down. If you guys have not seen some of the stuff she posts about her cooking, check her out. I'm gonna have to come get a plate. What were you cooking, Lulu? I see a question in the chat. I'm gonna get to you in 1 second, Cedric C. But I saw something else. I'm going back further in the chat. Next time I do this, I'm gonna have my guy help me kind of keep up with the chat, because I just been talking. I'm gonna have him help me keep up with the chat so we can call out either questions or things that we need to definitely pay attention to. But I'm gonna have to do lives more often. You guys are lively in the chat. I love it. I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, I must have missed something. What am I saying? Okay, Tara, you said, dude, you're only a year older than me. Quit calling yourself old. I am not old. It's not that I'm old. It's not that I'm old. It's just I think just the demographics of certain things. I'm not in that age range anymore. So I'm coming to grips with still feeling young, but on paper, I'm not. So I think that more than anything, that's what I'm wrapping my mind around. Because at heart, I may be like a hot 27, 28, but on paper, I'm a vet in the game. Wait, what you cooking, Lulu? Hold on, let me be nosy. Cajun lemon chicken with corn on the cob and sauteed spinach. Look, if it's not raining already, I will walk down there and get my plate and steal a few fragrances while I'm there. Lulu has an amazing collection. When I tell you, between Lulu and Dr. Rose, their collections are to be feared. Oh, sis, Nikki, I know I told you I was not going to get CK Summer, but I got the 2019 version. I needed to do something to get me free shipping, and this was like maybe $12. So I kind of tossed that in there at the last minute. Rose is killing the game. She has I don't want to put your business out there, Rose, but Rose has I think 250. And I'm not talking about cheapies. Dr. Rose has Manceras and Hommages and the expensive stuff. Just saying. Okay, so I was right. Dr. Rose hates mint. She thinks whoever puts mint in their fragrance should be shot. Well, shit. I'm mad because I love mint. Don't shoot them, please. I love mint. And look, yes, Tara, Lulu has amazing taste. You do too, Tara, though. I've been watching a few of your videos where you're doing the Parfum de Marley's, and I smelled Delina and Delina Exclusive over at when I was over at Lulu's on her channel. It's amazing. I love it. And Delina kind of draws comparison to me. Delina draws comparison to Jimmy Choo Man Ice. It's in the same vein. Not the same, but they're close to me. And I'm certain that the Parfum de Marley is better quality, better last, and all those great things. Yeah, said Frag had said Dr. Rose got 200 and 250-ish. And they all pretty much niche. All of them. So Dr. Rose said, I better win something in this giveaway or I'm gonna beat you up. Dr. Rose, you ain't gonna want nothing in my collection other than maybe this. Elizabeth and James Nirvana Amethyst. Smells good. They noted 3 notes: tobacco, honeysuckle, and cedar. Who we missing? We got somebody new in the chat? Hold on. I see somebody popped up. Who that? Bride Grow. What's going on, sir? Thanks for joining us today. Lulu, you don't like Tom Ford. Now, see, I thought we were cool. Tom Ford is one of my favorite designers. He's one of my favorite fashion designers and one of my favorite fragrance houses as well. Let me tell you guys something. I don't care what nobody say. The Tom Ford Grey Vetiver EDT is much better than EDP to me. I don't care what nobody say. This bad boy right here is one of the cleanest, classiest grown man vetivers around. Now I know John, I'm gonna fall out of favor with John. But John, I do have Guerlain's vetiver. Now I'll tell you this. This guy, board meeting, black tie, date. This guy, day in the office. This was put like this. This was probably a little bit more utilitarian for my purposes. And since this is being discontinued, they can both live in my collection, but I'm gonna use this one sparingly. I found myself spraying this one more because they're not the same, but they're in the same vein. Here you go. You go right there. And put you back up there. Robert, yeah, man. Like I just I've not tried the EDP either. I smelled it and I wasn't a fan of it. The EDT is more sparkling. It's like adding Sprite to one of your favorite cocktails. It's like it's a little more bubbly. And I think with the addition of orris root and oak moss, having those two in there kind of give it that round, suede feel and experience. Tom Ford's Eau de Toilette Grey Vetiver is being discontinued. Agree, John. I agree. Tom Ford is a bit more modern, and that's maybe why I like it a little bit more. I've not tried the extreme versions of the vetiver with Guerlain's, but I tend to love Guerlain's. Lulu, mint is for dudes. I can see that. I can kind of see that. I can dig it. Somebody asked, it's another said in here. What's going on? Let me find you. Cedric C. What's going on, brother? How are you? I recently saw one of your videos. You started posting recently. Welcome to the community. I see you have new content out. I was just saying earlier, I haven't had a chance to really catch up on everybody's content, but I'm going to go through my everybody who I'm subscribed to. Trust me, you guys are going to be hearing from me. I'm going to be commenting and liking and all types, just for the simple fact of I know what it's like to be a creative. And two, when you have content that resonates with me, I jump down. Like I don't fake the funk at all. Cedric C, you asked, I don't know if that question was for me, but I think you asked what's the next colognes I'm gonna buy. Lucas Poe, Luke, you missed it. What's going on, Luke? Glad to have you. You didn't miss anything. I just basically did mini reviews of all the fragrances you sent. All the fragrances you sent to me. I recapped, well, not recapped them. I shared what I thought about them. And you missed it, Luke. But I'm going to probably do videos of them too, so that you guys can have a little bit more of that. For all of you guys who don't know, Lucas Poe is another fragrance reviewer. He's been gracious enough to tag me in a few challenges and keep me, kind of keep me in flow, because sometimes I get in that slump of like, what am I going to do next? And I don't know what direction I need to go in. And Luke will just pop up and be like, hey, I'm tagging you in a challenge. Get on it. It's like, all right, I'm on it. You're right, Russ. You're right. Luke can watch it in the rerun. You should have been here, Luke. Oh, happy birthday to the wifey. Thanks for stopping by. Tell her we wish her a happy birthday, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. But yeah, Luke tagged me in the Sensuelle State, which again was something so different I hadn't seen in FragComm. Made me really think about it. And I like when individuals either put me in that space to think or challenge my creativity in a way, because it makes me step up my game and kind of level up. Because like I said, I'm only in competition with myself, and I gotta find ways to one up me. Like, okay, you did this before, but what have you not done? What can you do better? What can you do more of? So definitely, Central State was such a fun tag, and you know, you guys know how I feel. Anytime that we can have some time to like really talk about more about our experiences and open up a little bit and be vulnerable, like Luke was in his most recent video. I watched that the other day. My brother, I love what you had to say, because being in those situations where you have to be vulnerable and you're going through things mentally, etc., it's hard. But I've kind of found some therapy in talking to you guys. Even when we're not doing a live, I find therapy in getting on here and just running through whatever it is that I'm feeling and dealing with. I was telling Dr. Rose the other day, the video that I recently posted for, I think, Bringing Out the Blues. And that's a tag challenge that Pinoy Kiwi Scent tagged me in. I had an hour and 20 minutes worth of content in that, and I had to edit it down to 20. But a lot of it was me just working through whatever I was feeling and getting on the subject and riding it out. So I'm thankful for you guys, because I kind of use y'all as my therapy. I gotta work through some stuff and have a few laughs, and when it's all said and done, it's like, cool. I'm all right now. I actually don't need to go see my therapist right now, but I'm always going to be a proponent of ensuring you're taking care of your mental health. And I'm just speaking from my experience and how it has been in the African American community. That's been something that's been stigmatized for us in terms of not taking care of your mental health. All right. See you later, Luke. Thanks for stopping by, bro. We will see you soon. But yeah, there's a negative connotation associated with getting help, whether it's mental or any type of help. So that's something that, as I've grown in age and experience, to learn to undo some of the things we were taught and ingrained that were ingrained in us. So, but I use you guys as therapy sometimes. I won't say use. I take the opportunity to work through whatever I'm working through and share with you guys. But back to your question, Cedric C. What are some fragrances that I plan to buy soon? What's up next on my list? I keep a list. It's ever evolving. It's long too. So I keep everything in Google Notes. And if you guys can't tell, I just have content. I do write-ups. Every moment I'm thinking about something, I put it in a note. I put it in Google Notes. I attach pictures and throw them in there and be like, okay, this goes with this. When you do your video, add this as a compliment to whatever your video is going to be. And when I have thoughts or when I have experiences, like when I'm out in the world and, you know, I get a compliment or somebody says this fragrance smells like this, or somebody wants to know what you have on, where'd you get it, etc. I try to kind of document that fresh, so I'm not relying on this old memory, because after you rely on the memory for so long, sometimes the details won't be as fresh. So I know one fragrance that I want to get soon, Cedric C. I want to try L'Artisan and Parfumeurs Timbuktu. Amina, I'm looking at you. Amina's review of that made me want to try it even more. I've wanted to try it for a while now, but it wasn't in my purview. So it wasn't on a must try, since I hadn't had any samples and hadn't found anything that smelled like it. I hadn't really given it that much. But when I heard some of the notes, when I heard Wusalam, when I heard Incense, when I heard Mango, I was like, yo, I need that. But it's looking like right now 1.7 is $85. But see, this is my conundrum. I want the vintage one. I want the one that has the green on the front with the gold top. I don't want the one that's in the black bottle with like the gradient that's like light green that flows into like hunter green. I don't want that one. I want that one that I saw. Gold top, clear glass, gold and green label. That's the one I want. And I'm having a hard time finding that. I'm going back and forth with somebody on eBay right now trying to win a bidding war, because they got a 3.4. They have a 3.4 of Timbuktu for like 89 bucks. And the 1.7 costs the same price. So I figured if I'm gonna pay it for that, might as well pay it for that. And this technically is going to be a blind buy for me. And Tara, yeah, doesn't it sound amazing? Mango, woosel, and incense. Like it's more than that in there. It's more than that in the fragrance, but those are the standouts. If you guys, excuse me, if you guys have not watched Amina's review of Timbuktu, please do. It's amazing. It's not only is the review amazing, she takes you on a journey as she explains it, and she's a great storyteller. And I think Amina can sell water to a whale. She just has that thing about her where she can run it all down to you and be like, well, this is what it is, and it smells amazing, and this is like your get 'em fragrance. And you'd be like, do I need a get 'em fragrance? I might need a get 'em fragrance. Huh? Okay. Let me check it out. And Dr. Rose is putting this on all of discontinued Tom Fords. And Lulu, you don't care about Tom Fords. Again, Said did a recent video about Chris Collins fragrances. He's on my list as well. He's more niche though. So right now, like I told you guys, I'm on restrictions. So I've been trying to, for every like 1 or 2 designers that I've been interested in buying, I've been kind of pushing myself to like, okay, get you a niche one as well, because I found myself now growing to that point of, I don't feel like I've experienced all designers or all fragrances, but I found myself getting there to be like, what else is out there that I'm not considering? And it's quite possible that some of the niche fragrances might have some stuff I don't have much of. Yeah, so Frag has said, tell us, how was it Tokyo Blue? I think you said you were trying that soon or trying that recently. Russell, Scent Hunters, listen, man. The Moschino collection, I think you influenced me indirectly, because I keep looking at Moschino's Fresh Couture. I keep looking at it like, I don't even care if the fragrance doesn't smell good. I think I may want it for the bottle. But I found myself being more interested in Moschino's product line. They do amazing on my skin. And now that I think I have 4 Moschinos, and they may be becoming the house that I have the most fragrances of at this point. Do you not like the Windex bottle? Or do you not like the fragrance itself? Musings of a Frag Head, John. Have you smelled the fragrance, or is it just the packaging? Yeah, Dr. Rose, we need this mental health. I don't have time for drugs. If it ain't weed, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. Okay, I get that. You know what? So I was kind of mentioning that earlier. Fragrances that are marketed weirdly, whether it's a bad, I won't say bad name, but a weird name or weird packaging, that can throw it off, because it could quite possibly be a bomb fragrance. And I got fear of missing out. I got FOMO. I don't want to miss out on something great. So yeah. Frag has said, or reviews from the 6. Amina, Harlem Nights had you feel like Sugar Ray. Cognac is that for. Okay. So I saw Tokyo, out of the Tokyo Blue was the business. I'm interested in that one. And Harlem Nights. Those are the 2 from Chris Collins that I'm interested in. I'm also interested in, I know Dacia David in our other frag group, she's been putting us onto Genre Parfums, and I wanna check them out as well. I think they're a Black-owned fragrance company as well. It's the same as Chris Collins, so I definitely want to get into those. I love, and that's a thing of mine too. I've been dragging my feet on this video that I want to do. I want to do a video about the most interesting bottles in my collection. I'm going to do a video about it. And it's interesting because I was talking to my guy and I was like, you know what? I know I need to do this video, and I've been dragging my feet on it because, look, the moment I think I'm done for a second, I see something that be like, ooh, I want to get this, I want to get that. Who hopping out? Robert, you leaving us? All right, brother. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. Nice to meet you too. Thank you for Don and well, thank you for blessing us with your presence and great questions. We will see you soon. Yeah, so I'm in that place of amassing fragrances that even if I don't like the fragrance or I don't know much about the fragrance, if you have a good bottle, at the very least, I'll go ahead and invest if it's not too crazy. I'll go ahead and invest because as a collector, it's like, okay, at the very least, I got a nice bottle of it. Or, and what I find myself doing now is, even if I don't like the fragrance, I'll decant it out and won't sell it. Like if I review it and people are like, oh, I haven't smelled it yet, I'll send you a bottle. That reminds me, Frag had said I still have to send you a bottle of, I still have to send you one of these guys of the Chic. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Okay. Take a slight shift in direction real quick. I promise giveaways, right? So I'm gonna be true to my word. How many of you guys have seen, heard of Zero Icon? If you've seen, heard of, interested in Zero Icon, drop me a 10 in the chat. Seen, heard of, or interested in. Drop me a 10, just 10. Put it in the chat for me. Frag had said you need help. I just saw your other message. Yeah, we can roll up. We can definitely roll up. Okay. Okay. All right, John. That's honorable. That's honorable. Because look, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I haven't smelled it and I'm interested in it, I probably have about, at this point, I probably got about, like, I think I got 109 fragrances that I have. So even though I have 109 fragrances, I am always still kind of on the hunt for trying to smell something new. And said you won a giveaway already, but that don't have nothing to do with today's giveaway. So I got you. I still have to send you the CH Men Chic. So we're gonna keep you in it on that. All right. So who we got? Who we got in the tens? The hunt again, Russell. You know what I'm talking about. The hunt is in us, man. As Frag has and as men, the hunt is just always on. Like, I'll go into discount stores and just beeline past everything, straight to the fragrances. Like, and now I've gotten to the point where I know I know working in that environment, they don't care about that stuff, man. They put that stuff on the rack, and for all you know, one of the fragrances that you either want or been interested in is mixed in with the ladies stuff. So got to get in there and check it out. All right, Tara, again, you have an amazing collection though, so I get that. I get that too. Let me see who we got in the tens. Looking out for tens. Looking out for tens. All right, Bragro. This is coming right at you. Do me a favor. I drop my email in the chat. Shoot me an email with your, of course, your name, address. This is all yours, brother. Full. I sprayed it one time. That's for you. I'm not gonna even do a review of it because I want you to experience it. So that's for Bragro. All right. For the next one. This is another Zier. This is Icon Oud though. Have you guys heard of this one? Have you seen it? Interested in it? Any of that? Drop me an 8 in the chat. Dr. Rose, if you're still around, since you've expressed interest in this one's coming at you. You don't even have to participate. Dr. Rose, this one's going to be coming your way. I need you to just send me your updated address information. So this one's for you, Dr. Rose. It doesn't smell like Lysol, Dr. Rose. It smells like cleaning products a little bit, but that's because it's something in there that's very fresh. And right, I should be showing you guys the bottle. Ugh. Let me start it off. But Bragro, drop me an email with your information. Let me just do a little so you can see what you're getting to. This one has a magnetic cap. I love that. It's not the Dior's that twist that pop up, but it's still a magnetic cap. It's on that sturdy. So that's for you, bro. You know what? I'm thinking about trying to get a fragrance cabinet, but I'm of the mindset of keeping it at the top of my closet because it's dark in there and it's not temperature controlled, but it's cooler usually. Thr33 Oud, beautiful bottle, huge. Said I've heard things about keeping them cool, quote unquote, refrigerated. It won't do anything to preserve them. Like, and I've also not necessarily heard much about them going bad. I've heard that they can go bad if they're exposed to heat, if they're exposed to extended heat. But see, I keep the boxes. I keep the boxes to everything. I don't care. Call me a pack rat. All right. Wait, right. I said I'm not going to do a review of it. Ha! Frag has said, you know what to do. Send me an email with your shipping information. That's coming right at you. Okay. This one here. How many of you guys heard of Guerlain's Le Hair Bleu? How many are interested? If you're interested, ever heard of, want it, drop me a 4 in the chat. And that'll be on the way to you. I didn't know that, John. I didn't know that the moisture could ruin them. I've not, quote unquote, ruined the fragrance yet. But then again, are you interested in the Guerlain? You interested in the Guerlain? Say it. If you're interested in the Guerlain over the Thr, I don't mind swapping it out. Nobody's really claiming the Guerlain right now, so you can swap out if you want to. It's totally up to you. Russell, y'all such an honorable group. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you guys have a giveaway, I don't care how many I got. I'm gonna be like, I'm interested because I'm always on the hunt. And I always want to experience more and learn more about it. Right. Yeah, this is Thr33 Oud. Not to be confused with Thr33. This is a huge bottle too. This is a 4.2. I don't see you getting through this anytime soon. This is probably, I think this is, of the ones I'm giving away today, this is the biggest one. Unfortunately, Dr. Rose was gonna get this one by default. So that one's off the block. I don't know what IDL means. Is that a typo for IDK? If not, my bad. Wait. So wait. I want to know, how do you have 50 to 60 unopened fragrances? Okay, cool. So say it. This one's you. Shoot me an email with your shipping info so I can make sure we get you the right stuff this time. I'm going to include the I'm going to send back the CH Men Chic too. So you get a little decant. And more than likely, even though I'm going to send you guys the individuals who are winning the giveaway, I'm going to send you your full bottle. But more than likely, I'm going to send you some decants as well, just because I want you guys to experience more of my collection and learn a little bit more about what I got going on. Based on what I know about you, your personalities, I'm going to pick things that make sense to me that I think you're going to like, based on the things we've had conversations. So based on the things I think you're going to like. Yep. Dr. Rose, you didn't even have to participate. I'm sending this one to you. So send me your updated shipping information too. Okay. So we got, who did I miss? Russell, or no, John. You said you're interested in Le Hair Blue. I must have missed that. Wow. Man. Well, I can't talk Russell. This bad boy came a month ago, and it's got so much stuff in it. I keep saying I'm gonna do an unboxing. But what I'm more than likely gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do a fragrance haul video. I've not done any of those yet, so I'm gonna have to do a haul. And okay, so do me a favor, John, shoot me an email with your shipping information. I'll send you that too. I'll send you the Guerlain Le Hair Blue. That's for you. So that's really it. I said I was gonna give away 4. We got 4. We got our winners. I thank you guys. So we're gonna foray into, since I've been positive about everything else, we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. We're gonna get into a little bit of nasty, because I try not to be too negative. Again, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys for everything that you guys do. And I can't even explain it. Like, I'm just so thankful that you guys are who you are to me. So this is just my little way of giving back a little bit of something for me, giving back a part of me to you guys, because you guys have been giving of your time, talent, and efforts to me, even when I've done nothing necessarily to deserve it. So I want to share that love in a way. So what I wanted to do now is go into the fragrances that I feel don't smell good on my skin. First up, I think this is a Atelier cologne. You guys see that? Focus. Jasmine Angelique by Atelier Cologne. It's got something on there already. I'm gonna definitely have to rewatch this and look at the chat. Y'all keep it so live in the chat. Gosh, I'm gonna have to do more lives. I've been purposely staying away from lives because, one, I didn't know how it was gonna work, and I'm a perfectionist, and one thing I've learned is being a perfectionist can be a kind of a toxic trait. It'll keep you from doing what you really want and need to do. And sometimes you just kind of got to get out there and just do it. If you make a mistake, so damn what? Fail forward. You'll be all right. Okay, so Atelier Colognes, Jasmine Angelique. I do not like this one. I do not like it at all. What this one smells like to me is it's a little old ladyish, and it smells like an old lady that was not supposed to be smoking, that sprayed perfume to cover up the fact that she's been smoking. That's what this smells like to me. I don't like this one. Atelier Cologne, Jasmine Angelique. I ain't gonna be able to do it. It's a complete hell no for me. Mm-mm. I've tried my best to try to get into this one. I just can't. I just can't do it. It's a young lady in one of our Frag groups that's expressed interest in some of the Atelier Colognes. I'm gonna send all of these to her. So I said I was gonna do this video first, and then I'm gonna send them all to her. She can have them. Not only do I not like them, and I hate to waste anything, at least there'll be enough in here that she'll get into. Checking into the live chat, you guys. Tara, you don't do lives because they scare you. Again, this is only my second one. My first one was a disaster. It was a complete disaster. I'm about to knock down my stuff. It was a complete disaster. Do you hear me? Like, my internet connection started cutting up halfway through. I did it like at 2 in the morning. I just felt like, let's do something. And I noticed that for doing the lives, you have to be very strategic about it. You got to plan it. You got to advertise it. You got to like drum up the engagement. You got to do a little bit of work. So I'm learning though. Again, failing forward. And again, like that's to be expected. Like dogs barking, etc. It'll be okay. So the next one. This is an Atelier Cologne as well. Ambre New. You guys see that? Come on, focus. Can't get it to focus, but Ambre New. You know what, Russell, Scent Hunters? Why do you have to wait for 1K? I don't think you have to wait for 1K. My first live, I wasn't 1K. Somebody else said that about waiting to 1K. I don't think you have to wait for 1K. You have to wait until you get 1K out for another feature, if I'm not mistaken. Ambre New, Atelier Cologne. Let's get into that one. Oh, Darling Nikki. Everybody talks about Club de Nuit. Everybody. And I honestly feel like since I have to do lives on the phone. Oh, okay. Well, then I understand that then. That makes sense. Okay. Club de Nuit, since I'm drawing a blank. Since I had L'Aventure and Insurrection Pure 2, I personally don't feel I need Club de Nuit. A lot of people are riding the hype train of Aventus. Smells great. I'm okay. Oh, you guys are talking about for women. See, let me mind my business. I don't know what I'm talking about. I ain't been keeping up with the chat as well. Now, Nikki, somebody gave me Marc Jacobs Decadence. They thought it was a cologne. It's shaped like a little purse. So like the mini was shaped like a little coin purse. They gave it to me. I didn't think nothing of it. I wore the hell out of that. You hear me? I wore the absolute hell out of that. It smelled good. I would get Decadence and wear it with no shame. Wouldn't care about it. But you guys also know me too. Like I wear fragrances that I typically marketed toward women. I don't care. I don't even care. Getting back to it. Ambre New by Atelier Cologne. I don't like it. It's like, to me, this smells like stale cake mix. It's sweet, but it's a stale it's a stale like scent in there. I don't like it. Yeah, listen. If you if you have not tried it yet, Russell, mix Marc Jacobs Decadence with Jimmy Choo Man Ice, and that's for free. You go listen. You got to beat them off you with a stick. That smells amazing. Yeah, Tara, this one smells like stale cake mix, stale vanilla cake mix. And again, what I'm referencing, I went over to my mom's house to do something for her, and I was cleaning up her cabinet and noticed, I'm like, Mom, what is this stuff in here? She had cake mix in there from like 2 years old. I'm like, okay, maybe it's still good, because she asked me to make her. I make something called slow cooker cobbler, and you basically big chunks of butter, canned peaches, cake mix, put it in a slow cooker, let it do its thing. And when I tell you it's good, but when I opened up this cake mix, I smelled it, and I'm like, Mom, I can't use this. And it was later at night too, so no stores were open. I was like, I can't use this. I can't make it with slow cooker cobbler. This cake mix is old. She's like, ain't no such thing as old cake mix. It smelled old. It smelled old. And Tara, if you want me to send you the recipe, I can share the link with you. So hit me up on Facebook or shoot me an email, either one. But this Ambre New by Atelier Cologne, it's like stale cake mix to me. I don't like this one either. This is another one that does not smell good on my skin, and I don't like the way it smells. Yes, Russell, slow cooker cobbler is what it's called. Butter, peaches, the canned peaches and heavy syrup or light syrup, depending on your dietary restrictions, and cake mix, either vanilla or angel food. Slow cooker, let it do its thing. The business. Do you hear me? And then I put a scoop of butter pecan ice cream. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, because it's good. I wish we had smell-o-vision, because I would share it with you guys. But I haven't made any in a while. You on a seafood diet, Russell? Me too. Like, this COVID has not been kind to the waistline, but we're gonna get it together when we come out. The next one, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate off this. I'm probably gonna lose followers like a mug. This is Aqua de Parma. Come on, focus. I have not mastered this yet. This is Aqua de Parma's Blue Mediterraneo Fico di Amalfi. I know everybody, especially for the fellas, I know everybody raves over Fico di Amalfi. I don't like it. Well, let's see how much is in here. It's not enough really in here. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I also promise. I'm so sure that that's gonna happen, Tara. I'm certain if I go back maybe in a day or two, I'm gonna be looking like I thought I had 1,000. It's gonna probably be down like 860. What it was like last month. Russell, I'm almost embarrassed to say what it smells like. It smells like two things. Okay, my mother is a licensed cosmetologist instructor, esthetician, etc. She is the maven of beauty and skincare, hair care, etc. She is partially the reason why me and my sister are the way we are in terms of fashion, skin, hair care, etc. So what this smells like to me, it smells like relaxer. I'm reading the chat. Props for pronouncing Amalfi correctly, though. Hey, thank you. I try to get it right. You know what I mean? Especially as you have individuals that may not know a lot about fragrances, and they're coming to you to see what you have going on. I try to make sure I'm giving the proper pronunciation of certain things. I try my best on that. Big ups. Thanks for confirming that for me. And yeah, Tara, it's so I'm not crazy. It smells like relaxer to you too? Or did you just know it because I always say stuff smell like hair products? According to Dr. Rose, she definitely says I always say, her and Lulu say I say everything smells like hair products. But shit, it does. It smells like relaxer. Russell, it smell like, let me see. It's okay, so let me do it a different way for the fellas. It smells metallic. It smells very metallic. That's what relaxer smells like. Sulfur most times. It's got it has lye in it. Basically, some of the raw ingredients that they use to make soap. Lye sometimes is used, or basically sulfur hydroxide, I think it is, and that's an agent that's strong enough to relax the curl that is in ethnic hair. So it has to be strong enough to do that. So it's chemical smelling. Yeah, John, it smells a little metallic, just a little, not all the way, not like what's that Tom Ford they say it smell like a wet stone or something like that. No, not that strong, like demons and rotten eggs, but it's like that hint. But yeah, like mercury. There we go, Nikki. Like that. It's not that metallic, but mercury's quicksilver, so it's metallic like. But yes, Russell, kind of like rotten eggs, but not as strong. But on that same vein, mix that with kitty litter. And there you go. See, Tara can corroborate. I'm not being a jerk, but it's just, yes, kind of like how ammonia smells, like that. It's along that vibe. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I'm very glad that I actually got to try these via my scent box, because I'd have been pissed. And when I tell you pissed, I would have been pissed had I rolled the hype train and be like, oh, okay, everybody rocking with this one, let me give it a shot. And I blind bought that to get it here, and it smelled like that. I would have been mad. Now you're mixing with kitty litter because of my job. Again, right, Russell, you work at the I know you do a lot of dealing with the shelter animals, so you may be used to it at this point. No, we don't want deep. We don't want bug. But you know what, Nikki? A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that Versace Eau Fresh, the opening on that one, a lot of people say that smells like bug spray. So, but I like it. I wore that yesterday. That was my scent of the day yesterday. Last but not least, I'm gonna let you guys go. Byredo, Encens de Chambre. Byredo, Encens de Chambre. Now, I was interested in this fragrance, one, because Byredo's, I'm interested in the Byredo fragrances. I know they're niche, and I was like, you know what? Cool. I'm with it. John, I've not smelled real figs before. I have a fragrance that has a fig note in it, but again, it's synthetic, of course. But no, I've not smelled fig. Yeah, I like it too, Tara. I like it. I like Eau Fresh. And it's one of those fragrances that just when you think it's worn, that's when you think it's burned off, it'll just kick up a little bit like, yeah, I'm still here. So I actually like it. I don't think you can overspray it either. So, but that's just me. Okay. Yeah, I smell fig news. They have that dirty, earthy thing. And that may be what I'm associating with kitty litter. Because kitty litter is earthy and dirty. I don't even care if it's not been used yet or used or used it on, but it's got an earthy thing to it. But Encens de Chambre, I I'm trying to wrap my head around what I'm about to say, because what I'm about to say is kind of nasty. Incense de chambre. I do not like this fragrance, and it doesn't smell better on my skin. I thought this was one like, okay, yeah, it smells a little weird in the bottle. Nope. It does. And again, I've given all of these a fair shake. And I try to be fair with everything and everybody. I don't like incense de chambre. Have you guys smelled Byredo's incense de chambre? Have you guys heard of it? It's I'm gonna tell y'all what it smelled like to me. And I hope y'all don't I hope y'all still love me. I hope y'all don't pack me up. But to me, incense de chambre, yeah, Tara, it's late where Amina is. She probably fell asleep, and that's all right. I appreciate her for just stopping by. Incense de chambre smell like spit to me, and I know that's nasty. It smells like sneezes and spit to me. I I'm not one to say I hate anything, but I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Do you hear me? And again, I hate that I'm going I'm going on record saying that I hate anything, because I try not to be negative or disparaging about anything. But I have to be honest with you guys. I hate this. I hate it. Like, okay, put it like this. Have you ever, got caught off guard, sneezed in your hand? You know the scent I'm talking about. You know the scent I'm talking about. Most times I try to sneeze in the pit of my elbow, but you know the scent I'm talking about. It's certain trees too, like fresh after the rain, that smell like this. I don't know what tree it is. Why do I hate it, Amina? I hate it because on my skin, it makes me smell like nursing home, like aspiration. It's a negative connotation associated with that. So, story. When I was in grade school, I was a part of a traveling singing chorus. Unknown fact. When I was in grade school, I used to sing. And from the grades of 4 through 6, every couple months, the school I went to, we had a chorus, and we would travel not only within our district, but depending on how well we did, we went to nationals and stuff like that. One of the things we always used to do, around Christmas time, we would visit various nursing homes, and we would sing Christmas songs, keep them uplifted in spirit, etc. So that's probably the emotion I'm having, the emotion reaction I have with this one. Nursing homes typically have a very specific scent, and this kind of reminds me of that. So that's why I don't like it. It reminds me of that scent, and I don't like it at all. And I usually love incense. Like, I don't have any around me right now, but I got a candle burning over here. But I have various types of incense. I also have Palo Santo that I burn. I have the cones, I have the sticks, I burn sage, whatever. So I love incense and earthy scents. I just don't like the way Byredo did this one. I heard great things about Sundays, but I haven't smelled that one yet. Russell, you're gonna find you know what? And again, it could just be how it plays off my skin. You could get You could get incense de chambre on your skin and it'll probably be something totally different. If you do this though, that would be like the cruelest joke ever to hype this up and call it Spits Are Us. Like I technically, I don't know who this is gonna smell good on, but I'm glad that I took the time to try it out before I actually bought it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So yeah, I'm done with being negative / mean. Those are the 4 fragrances that do not smell good on my skin. I'm gonna go on the record and say I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate every last one of these. Every last one of them. I absolutely hate them. So I'm gonna rank them for you. Most hated, Byredo Incense de Chambre. I hate this one the most. Atelier Cologne Jasmine Angelique. I hate that one a little less than I hate the Incense de Chambre. Amber New. I hate that one just a little less. It's let me tell you something. I hate this one an ant's eyelash less than I hate Jasmine Angelique. It's very close. I hate them equally almost, but just a little less. And Blue Mediterranean Fico di Amalfi, I hate that one the least. So there's that. Hopping in. Okay. Sundays is Cotton Candy and Neroli. I love Neroli. And actually, I happen to think Neroli on my skin smells like Fruity Pebbles. Like when you first bust that bag open, whatever that scent is that comes out when you bust that bag open, that's what Neroli reminds me of. And I think was Neroli Orange Blossom? Is Neroli and Orange Blossom the same thing? Not sure. Correct me in the chat. Tara, I mean, this is something I don't do a lot of. Like I said, I try not to be mean / negative, but I'm glad that you guys are enjoying this. I guess this is a good way to just purge some negative energy. Luke, this is like watching the Simon Cowell of FragComm. Hey, listen, Simon is a jerk, but I will say this. I know that Simon, he's a jerk, but I know that there is something founded in what he says. So if he says you're like the absolute most terrible singer, you may not be the absolute most terrible singer, but you're pretty bad. So he's not usually just a jerk for being a jerk. He's gonna attach a little jerkiness to what he feels is the truth. No, they're different. Okay. See, again, I have some growing to do in knowing exactly what I'm talking about with fragrances, but I usually can pick up on notes, and that's something that I think Coco Pevs commented on, was like, how do you do that? Like, that's amazing that you can do that. But I think it's just over time. Over time, I've been exposed to a lot of different scents and experiences, etc. Good or bad, and different. So with that being said, I can kind of usually recall what certain things smell like and what they remind me of, and kind of bring it back to the middle. Neroli and Orange Blossom is the same flower. They're processed differently and smell a bit differently. Thank you, Amina. You put me on. And I promise I won't forget that again. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. So Neroli is the leaf of Orange Blossom. Okay. So at least I'm not crazy. I'm not just making stuff up. I'm in the same, in the neighborhood, just not the right house. Orange Blossom. Luke, listen, if you talk to Lulu and Dr. Rosemore, once you have more conversation with them, they're gonna tell you don't listen to DeAndre. He always talking about some smelly hair products, but I'm not lying. Like, in my experience, this stuff smells like hair products. Certain things, it's just like, but it can be a good thing or a bad thing, because certain hair products smell amazing. Some of them stink though. Smell terrible. What'll be in my next video, Russell? Wait, are we talking about my video? See you, Tara. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging with me for 2 hours, especially in the midst of quarantine and COVID. Like, I appreciate you. That's a great idea. It's a great idea, John. You give it. That's free content you're giving me. I hope you know that, right? Do I have to pay you on the side? I don't know. Good night, Tara. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I really appreciate you guys for sticking around and being lively in the chat. And like I said earlier, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been engaging in a welcoming community, and I really appreciate you guys. Like, you guys have shown me love and attention that people I've known for all of my life, or for a good part of my life, that don't share this enthusiasm about fragrances and what I'm doing creatively, etc. And I can't fault them for that. But you guys are filling that void, and I only hope that one of these days, sooner or later, we get to actually cross paths, and when all of the COVID crap is at bay, I hope that somehow we can meet and have a meeting of the minds, even if it's like a large thing. I would love to have a thing where, like, some type of convention, we all meet up and we just have conversations about our fragrances and actually get a chance to put names with the faces that we talk to basically every day. So yeah, I love you guys. I love all of you guys. See you later, Dr. Rose. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Like, shout out to Dr. Rose. She's been a blessing. Thank you. And you're very welcome. You've, lady, you've given me so many fragrances. That's all I gotta do. This ain't nothing. We should all meet and do shots of Nautica Voyage. What's more alcoholic than Nautica Voyage? Because I'm sure we can do shots of other fragrances, and they can. I don't either. I had the Voyage 89, and I didn't like it. Yes, the N83. That's the one I had. I didn't like it. I gave it away. But yeah, what I was saying was, yeah, I definitely hope that we can come together somehow, some way, and like actually have a chance to fellowship. I'm calling it fellowshipping because this is my version of church. This is my version of church. This is my version of therapy. It's my version of a lot of different things. And I just really appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me for 2 hours. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with me on tonight. And that's invaluable. And y'all about to make me emotional. At this point, I cannot come up with the words to describe how much that means to me. So I really appreciate you guys. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking around with me today for 2 hours. Like this, you could have been doing anything, but you guys were here with me. So I didn't get through some other fragrances, but we'll do that another time. And that's other content for another day. But I'm going to let you guys go. And I thank you guys for just being around and being who you are to me. Big hugs to you guys as well. Thanks, Russell. Like, I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for me tonight. I got to go find me something to eat because I'm hungry. But yeah, I thank you guys so much. And until next time, I'm out. See you guys soon. Love you guys.